Yo, I want to talk about something here, right? This thing I want really get off my chest. Something that's been on my mind. I'm gonna share with you on YouTube. Um, living here in Canada, it's been a very big eye opener, right? I'm from Barbados, and I old school, I old fashioned. So I want to talk about the dangers and why I realize that Canada is very discriminating, right? It's not. Let me explain. Don't sound like I hate Canada. I love it. I love Canada, but from realizing being a Christian, I believe in God. I'm spiritual, I believe in God. If you check my YouTube page, right, I love my talent. I drop like short videos to encourage people. They're very core, they're very simple, they're straight to the point, right? So what I'm trying to get here is what I want to say is that from realizing coming from an old fashioned island, right? I just realized that even within, especially within churches, within just how the country is set up, right? You have to really be careful. There's the Christians, there's people that are like me old fashioned because we're in the last days, right? We're in the days of revelations, right? And you have to realize that there's three categories of people. There's three, right? There's new fashion people, modern people. There's hard candy people, right? I'll explain. And there's old fashioned people, right? So I would say that candy people who I believe in my interpretation, the candy people are people who are very like LGBTQ, like straight out gay, straight out lesbian. They're straight out like a high color, so to speak. Straight out like modern. They're like the twisted way of doing things, right? Like the way of lightning, color, like pink, green, that kind of vibe. If you understand what I'm trying to say, the way of modern. Then, no, in my interpretation, there's people like hard candy. So it's like they are, in some ways, they're not really what they're supposed to be. This present again, churches could be like this, candy churches too. Even people in general, they find up here, right? So there's like they're that, but they twist it with a prayer. Like they kind of make it their own myth, like a vibe, a dress style. Like I'll give an example. Even like I'll I'll find like say like there's a lesbian church, a church for gay people, and then there's the normal church, which also says hard candy, upbeat, modern, but it's kind of religious. It has religious ways, which Christ died to save us from. Christ died to save us from religion, not to put us back in. So it's like, and then you're kind of twisting it with a little bit of Holy Spirit. So it's like it's really that it's religion, straight religion, but you're twisting it with using the Holy Spirit. Then no, there's where is my this the old fashioned, which is fully spiritual. Do what you're supposed to do, like days of old. You're going back to days of old, doing things you're supposed to do. You're going ancient times like Star Wars time. I mean, like how you dress, how you're supposed to operate. Men on dark vibes, women looking like women, like old school, right? Because every those three categories, they have a look, a representation, a symbol. I'm not joking. Symbols, color, representation, a dress style, a way of thinking, right? So understanding that coming from an old school island, which had a little bit of modern, like upbeat modern ways. And I used to kind of look like that. I used to come off, I'm old school, but I used to come off a little upbeat modern. Like kind of hard candy, like kind of just, wear skinny jeans, had long hair. Like, it's not me. I matured and grew up from there. So just using that as an example, like you seen dudes with that kind of like big grown men is like, bro, you're supposed to be moving like that, right? And it's like, you know, God was talking to me and is like saying like, it's a topic where I'm not picking on how people dress or stuff like that. It's just how they are, what they find, I guess, attractive, what they find is, their way of living. It's just like, it's a topic where you can't really argue with people because it's just how they feel, right? You're born to either be new fashion, you're born to be upbeat, new fashion, or you're born to be old fashioned. You're born. It's something in your family, it runs in your culture, it's just who it is. So I just felt like to kind of talk about it because it's present, especially work. You get discriminated, and discrimination is high in Canada. It is very high. Discrimination is like racism in America, so it's high. And you get discriminated. You put in you're put in those three classes. So if you're old fashioned, you do stuff that's kind of modern. Is that you gotta be warned, like, yo, you don't do that because that's that. If like, I don't know, if you're modern and you want to be candy, like, I don't know, I'm just saying stuff like that. I don't agree with those ways. I agree with old fashioned ways, but I'm just saying, like, that's how some people are. There's ways that signify, there's ways that say, well, you're this, you're that. It's not very, it's just how it is out here, and it outdoes everything. It outdoes logic. It outdoes what you're supposed to do. Is just, well, I'm candy, upbeat candy, or old fashioned. It upbeats everything. It just outdoes everything. It's crazy. So I really felt my spirit to just mention that. Maybe some of y'all out there going through the same. Maybe we're kind of wondering. I guess it's the same topic too, because me, my mind, and as you get older, like, you come into your own. You did, as you say, come into old fashioned ways, modern upbeat, or you go, I don't know, candy ways, so to speak, actual modern religious ways of Canada. And Canada is mainly modern upbeat and candy. So if you're old fashioned like me, they dress, how you operate, spiritualism, even just how you deal with situations is very hard. And anybody who talks about that in Book of Revelations is like, what's good then what you're supposed to be doing will look like bad, and then what is bad will look like good. It will look normal, like, this is what you're supposed to be doing, is how you're supposed to act, and it's not how you're supposed to act. Where women are acting like men are acting like women. Where men are dressing like females are trying to come off like men. Where the Holy Spirit is watered down, dampered down. You don't flow in it, you don't use in it. Where you don't get deliverance, where you don't get worked on. Before you come on a ministry, you jump in a ministry and say, Hail Mary Jesus. Everything's twisted backwards. And then old fashioned ways, the ways you're supposed to do it, looks like, no, don't do that. I don't got time for that. I don't want to wait that long. I don't want to look like a real man. I want to look like a real woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, the real, like, what you're supposed to be in days of old, ancient days. The days when your parents were kids. And no one can argue with those days. Days when your parents were kids, no one can argue. So, what's old fashioned will look bad. And it's like, it's crazy. But it's just how the last days are. And I just want to say we're encouragement to those, especially like me, who are old fashioned, like, to remain in those ways. Find a church that's old fashioned, find friends, Don't twist yourself up for anybody. For friends, for no one. Stand up for yourself. I stand up for myself the other day. They don't stand up, don't put up with crap, man. It's not fair. I know my God. My God's old fashioned. It's not fair that you're gonna twist things, and no. Twist me as a man, no. Twist females, no. There's some women ain't getting twisted, some niggas ain't getting twisted. So I just have a strong heart, strong mind like myself, and I know you feel out, you feel like put out, you feel just forgotten, abandoned, because you're doing the right thing, and just don't put up with it. Stay strong and stay hard, because you're doing the right thing. If you're old fashioned, you're doing the right thing. Even some modern upbeat people, you still need old fashioned ways, but any ways of old fashioned, praising God, being where you're supposed to be, you're doing the right thing. I'm letting you know that. God bless you.